Hi everyone, welcome again. Before starting today's video, I would like to thank all of you for watching the videos, liking them and subscribing to the channel. I hope you are sharing the link to the videos to your friends as well who are looking to come to Canada. So thank you so much for doing all of that. Plus your comments are really helpful in exploring the newer areas which we can cover in the videos. So thank you so much for doing all of that to make it a really engaging platform for all of us. Today the topic that I'm going to cover in this video is related to the study material or the resources from where you can study for CFE. There have been two common questions which keep coming to me on different platforms, be it YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook and all other social media platforms as well. The first question is from where we should study, where we can find the material, and the second question is that is it possible to start studying even before coming to Canada or even before registering as a CPA student. So those two common set of questions are there. So I'm going to answer the second one before the first one. So as per the second one, you can study from India or any other part of the world if you are planning to come to Canada. The only thing is that some of the material is not available, which I'm going to discuss later on. It is only available to you only after you register as a CPA student, but there are other sources from where you can start studying even if you are not in Canada right now. Coming back to the first question, from where you should study, before moving on to the sources, it is important to understand that the coaching or the prep providers here in Canada are mostly online portals, and they don't really have a system of in-person classes or in-person coaching. So all the material that they have is online, including the webinars, the presentations, the videos. In fact, some of them give one-to-one sessions as well for some areas of the course component. So being an online platform, it is really easy to access from any part of the world. You can enroll with them and start preparing for your CFA examination. Coming to the sources, there are few sources from where you can study. I'm going to talk about three primary resources which you can use first from India itself. Of course, these resources are not free of cost. There is some amount of fee component involved in accessing all the material and having that resource available to you. So I'm going to discuss all three of them one by one. So the first source is prep providers. These are the coaching centers here in Canada. They make you study online on most of the course components. So there is less concept of in-person coaching or in-person trainings. All the course material that is going to be there is going to be online in terms of or in the form of webinar, presentations, videos, live classes, and that concept is completely online. So this is little different from India, where there used to be a huge number of people studying in one auditorium for in-person coaching. So that concept is little different. The four main prep providers are: first one is Densmore, the second one is Prep Formula, the third one is Pass Your CPA, the fourth one is Becker. All of them are good. I have been discussing with people in Canada who are either CPAs or who are preparing for CFA examination. There have been quite a number of people who have been preferring Prep Formula, probably because of the pricing structure that they have for their package. But I don't want to endorse any specific out of these four. What I would highly recommend you to do is to go to the website of each four of them, so you can see the different package components and choose as per your requirement and your scenario. So that is something you should do. But all the four are good ones. They have good reputation and have a long standing of teaching about CFE examination or CPA as a whole. They are good reputed institutions. The fee range in general for registering with one of them is between 800 to 1500 Canadian dollars, depending on the course components that you are choosing as a part of your package. That is a broad range, so you will have to figure out what, when and from whom you want to take that access for that CFE preparation. The second source I'm going to talk about is CPA Nausea account. The access to this CPA Nausea account is provided to you once you are registered as a CPA student. That is a little limitation, that you can't really start studying before registering yourself as a student, but the platform is good. The other limitation that it has is that it's a self-learning or a self-studying platform. There is no concept of coaching or mentoring that happens on that platform. It's just that there are a lot of resources available on that platform. You go to those particular resources and start studying yourself. So the resources, they have indexed those resources in that particular platform from two perspectives. One is from a student perspective and the second one is from a CPA license holder's perspective. So that common platform is used by both of them. For students, the material that is presented there is more exam oriented, so you can go there and access to it and start studying for your examination. So that is the second source. Again, it has a couple of limitations, but it's a good source in case you don't want to register yourself the prep providers now or at any point of time. So that's a good source, and that's the second source. The third source is CPA Store. CPA Store is basically an online platform where they have different components and different modules and different material available, which you can purchase or buy and start studying. It's completely modular in terms of there are small materials available, you can buy them, but I don't personally recommend it. In my opinion, it's not that useful, because when you buy those components and start studying, first of all, it might not be oriented towards examination. The second thing is that the cost of those small components, when you add up, it might end up costing you much more than the other two sources. In my opinion, that is my personal opinion, you can make your choice, but in my personal opinion, that is not as useful as the other two sources. That was the third source which I wanted to cover here. These were the resources which I wanted to cover in this video. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I have answered both the questions which were there at the start of the video. I know this is something which is not available to you as a free package, but you will have to spend money to get access to these resources. This is something which is quite well reputed and very well structured in the Canadian market, and you can rely on these resources. Make your mind and make your selections and try and start studying before you come to Canada. That is really going to be helpful. This is all that I wanted to cover in this video. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, do like it, share it with your friends and people you know that this can be of interest to them. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not already done. Thank you so much for doing that.